Hi, Eileen Veilleux The Fam here. Welcome to another installment in our mini mental health series. As you know, Halloween is fast approaching. So for the month of October, I'm going over the mental illnesses that remind us of Halloween. In the first installment, I covered Cotard syndrome, better known as the walking corpse syndrome. And in this installment, we will be going over clinical vampirism, otherwise known as Renfeild syndrome. But before we begin, let me just remind you to watch the full video because in the video there will be 3 key words. When I get to the keywords, I will say keyword, what the keyword is at the end of the video in the comment section, along with a genuine comment on the video, and put in what the 3 keywords are to be eligible for my free merch giveaway when I reach 2,000 subscribers. So let's begin. Well, what is clinical vampirism? Is it really such a thing? Does it exist? Well, I can answer them questions for you. Clinical vampirism, more commonly known as Renfeild syndrome, is an obsession with, keyword, drinking blood. Renfeild syndrome is named after Bram Stoker's Dracula, the character in the book R.M. Renfield. He consumes flies, spiders, and birds because he thought by eating the creatures they would give him a life force or power. Similarly, people suffering from this syndrome also believe by consuming blood, this will give them power. But because this is a keyword, rare disorder, we barely hear about this condition. And the sufferers who are normally male. In 1993, studies have shown that people exhibiting this behavior were classified schizophrenic or paraphilic, which is where the person becomes sexually aroused by atypical objects or situations. It usually manifests itself after a person has a childhood experience in which the taste or sight of blood is associated with pleasure and excitement. It starts with an event in which a person likes to taste blood or finds bleeding enjoyable. During puberty, the attraction to blood becomes sexualized. Now, Renfeild syndrome has 3 stages. The first stage is called auto-vampirism. This happens before puberty when the child is excited in a sexual event that involves a blood injury or ingestion of blood. It becomes fused with sexual fantasies. A person likes their own blood, where they will self-inflict wounds or learn to open major arteries in order to consume the blood. The second stage is called zoophagia. Now, zoophagia is when a person eats a living creature such as insects, cats, dogs, and birds. They may also go to a butcher and obtain animal blood. The third and final stage is called vampirism, when the person drinks the blood of another person. They may steal blood from hospitals or resort to violence, assault, or even murder because they believe the blood of another person will give them immortality or power. They have this delusional notion that they are vampires and they need blood to exist. It is an erotic attraction to blood and develops through fantasies that involve sexual excitement. It has a fetishistic and compulsive component. Treatment is usually not sought unless the symptoms become problematic for the person and they are willing to address the problem. If treatment is sought, though, treatment options will normally include psychoanalysis, keyword, hypnosis, behavior therapy, cognitive therapy, and medication management. Now, that's what that is. Now, true vampirism is like it says, it's a fixation on the blood. It does not mean they have fangs like you see with Dracula or in any other vampire movies. They're normal people. They have normally like a form of schizophrenia, but they have that fixation on the blood where it excites them. Unfortunately, there are some serial killers that have it, but we're not going to go over the serial killers that have it. But there is local rituals around where people do believe in drinking blood. It's actually not really healthy for you to drink other people's blood or another animal's blood. But that is what clinical vampire is. I hope you're enjoying this Halloween segment, but until I see you again, remember this. Always see with your heart and not your eyes, because what your eyes see doesn't really matter. What counts is invisible to the eye, because only the heart can see it. And when we show love, we're healing ourselves. When we uplift others, we're doing something for ourselves, both mentally, physically, and emotionally. And it's the best way to be. You don't know if what you think is a simple joke could be the camel that breaks the camel's back, where that person ends up committing suicide. So remember, until I see you again, I love you out there for you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Right out there, I see you. Each and every one of you were made uniquely, and each and every one of you matter. So until I see you again, I love you. Bye.